Today we are going to learn how to divide decimals by whole numbers and by decimals. So when we divide decimals by whole numbers, when you are dividing a decimal value by a whole number, you bring the decimal straight up from the dividend to the quotient. Now those are key words here. So this is fraction notation. So this means that we are given a division problem through fraction. So our dividend, our divisor. So let's say that I had 10 over 5. That means 10 divided by 5. So our dividend, if we look over here, goes on the inside. Our divisor, that number on the bottom, is what we are dividing by. And that equals our answer. Our quotient is our answer. So dividend divided by the divisor equals our quotient. So we place the decimal in its appropriate places in each quotient. So here, we're dividing by a whole number. So that decimal's after the 2. So we just bring the decimal straight up into our quotient. Same here with 126 and 5/10 divided by 5. That decimal is right here. We're dividing by a whole number. So we bring that decimal straight up into our quotient. We want to do that first before we start dividing. So let's practice that. So here it says to solve each problem. So we're going to just be working on dividing and solving. So here it says 952 and 5/10 divided by 4. We're dividing by a whole number. So this is 952 and 5/10 divided by 4. Let's set that up. This is a whole number we're dividing by, so we just simply take that decimal and bring it straight up into our answer. Now we don't have to worry about that decimal while we're dividing. We just divide like normal. So 4 goes into 9 2 times, minus 8, 1 left over. Bring down your 5. 4 goes into 15, 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. 15 minus 12 is 3. Bring down your 2. 32, or 4 goes into 32 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. Subtract, that's a 0, but we're not finished yet. We still have this 5 to bring down. So 4 goes into 5 one time. We're going to put that on top of the 5, like normal. We have 1 left over. So when we have a leftover, because we already have a decimal in the dividend, instead of adding a decimal 0, we just get to add a 0. Bring it straight on down. 4 goes into 10 4 goes into 10 2 times, which is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. We have, I ran out of room. There's a 2 left over. So, again, we add a 0 underneath. Bring it straight down. 4 goes into 25 times. 20 minus 20 equals 0. So our final answer is 238 and 125 thousandths. Okay, so here, this is fraction notation, like I was saying earlier. Fraction notation. All that means is that we're showing division in fraction form. So this is 110 and 25 hundredths divided by 18. This line right here means divided by. So 110 and 25 hundredths divided by 18. Okay, this is dividing by a whole number. So all we have to do is bring that decimal straight up into our quotient and divide like normal. So go ahead and press pause for me, and I want you to divide this out. And let's see if you come up with the answer. Press play when you are finished. Alright, so you should have gotten 6 and 125 thousandths. So check your answer. If you didn't get that, press pause and look at all my work here and find your mistakes. See what happened. We brought our decimals straight up and we ran out. So when we did 45 right here, 45 minus 36, we had 9 left over. So we had to go ahead and add that 0 at the end and bring it straight down. If you're not sure at the beginning where it was 110 divided by 18, if you're unsure of what to do right there, then go over to the side and try to guess 18 times what? 18 times 6 and solve it and see what that gives you so you have a starting point. So here we have a word problem. A full tank of gas costs Coach Curry $91.25. He puts 25 gallons of gas in his truck. How much did each gallon cost? So we know the total, but now we want to know how much each gallon costs. Here we would have $91.25. And we're going to divide that by how many gallons we have, which is 25. That's going to give us each gallon. So we're dividing by a whole number. So remember, we bring that decimal straight up to the top and then divide like normal. Once again, I'm going to have you press pause and I want you to practice the math on your own. And press play when you are finished. Okay, so you should have gotten $3.65. Now this was a word problem, so if you look at my answer here, I did label it with my dollar sign, and I told you that it was per gallon. I told you what we were talking about. I brought my decimal straight up. If you notice right here in the beginning of my problem, I put a 0 there saying that 25 does not go into 9 to hold my place value. If you're getting mixed up, maybe that's one of the reasons. Try to add a 0 in every single spot that doesn't have a number as your filler in. If you did not get this answer, press pause and find your mistake. Moving on to the next problem. This one I want you to do on your own, and we will check tomorrow with our table groups.